are. Yes, you are.
See me smoking bud, then.
I don't care. Weed's legal. Weed is legal. We about to have a live debate.
What?
A live debate. Let's wait till people come in here. And then we gonna see what they say. What? No, I'm keeping it impartial. We're gonna see what people say.
What do you care what people say?
Oh my gosh, no. Because we're going to see what people say. No. Don't start. Don't, no.
This is what it is.
No. How you going to play that at the same time I'm filming? You're going to give me feedback. Seriously, stop that. How you going to play that when I'm filming? Yeah, we about to have a debate. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Really? Why you smoking cigarettes, right?
Why are you showing me smoking cigarettes?
You put yourself in the camera. Hey y'all. Alright, y'all. So today, I look a mess, y'all. I'm in the bed. We having a debate. Me and Ronnie are having a debate right now. Okay? So, the debate is, do you guys think that you're only black if you're, what did you say, Ronnie? Why you laughing? Ronnie said you're only black if you're from America. Not African American, mind you. He said I'm only half black. I'm like, how am I only half black, Ronnie? He was like, because your dad is Haitian. I'm like, so Haitian people ain't black? He said no. Black people is only like what we call what I consider African Americans.
Black people are people that live, that family came from the struggle, had to deal with slavery, civil rights, and all that kind of stuff. Those are black people.
Those are African American people.
And fight for our rights here in America is black people.
That's African American people. Yeah. Hey, Latasha. Hey, y'all. What? Who's right, y'all? Are black people only African Americans, or can you be black and be practically any race except for?
So if you African, you black if you African?
First of all, black people could be any race except for white Europeans.
No.
Or not even some Asian people. There's black Asian people. Yes, there are.
Because they skin black don't make them black people.
Man, especially because they skin black makes them black.
It's more
are you serious? Do you know how many Hispanics are black? Do you know how many?
Just because your skin is black don't make you a black person.
What are you talking about? You are tripping.
It's more to be
Ronnie,
black
you're
bugging.
Color, First of all, black people, the only people that contain what?
No, it's more to being black than just your skin color. Yeah, see, that's what you don't get. Black people struggle for rights here. We marched.
Yes, Michelle.
We got hung and everything. You understand? We did that.
Okay, but that makes you African American, right? Not just black. You can be black and not be American.
No,
I knew it what? What you said, Crystal? I knew what? First of all, do you know how many black Spanish people are black? And do you know how many races come together to make like how many ethnicities come together to make up how many races come together to make somebody's ethnicity, like Puerto Rican people, Dominican people, they're black, Spaniards, and Caucasian mixed together to make their ethnicity.
You trying to give away your blackness.
How am I giving away my blackness? I said I am black.
You understand?
I don't understand.
You said I'm black because my people have long generations that have been here from slavery.
That's African American.
Nah, I didn't come from Africa. I was born here in America. My mom was born in America and my grandparents.
That's African American, Ronnie.
We black people.
Okay. I didn't say you wasn't black. That is black. African Americans are black. But African Americans aren't the only people that are black, right?
Yep.
What are you talking about, yo? You sound so fucking
You
retarded.
say so.
Ronnie, how could
If
Africa...
you say
Hey,
so.
Shonda.
You understand? You don't know about that, man.
No,
That's
that's
too deep for you.
ADOS.
That's too deep for you, bro.
How is that deep? Too deep for me?
It is.
Ronnie, so only African Americans could be black?
I wouldn't even say African Americans because I feel like if you was born here in America, how could you say you African American?
Rena, am I crazy or is he crazy? Y'all, who's right? Is he right or am I right?
I'm American. I'm not African. If I was to go back to a country, where am I go back to? Right here in America. Just where I'm from.
Okay. Hey,
That's what
Diana.
makes me a
Hey,
black man.
Tanya.
That's what makes me a black person.
What? What? Babe. What?
Look, you got your views, I have mine. That's what it is.
What?
Go to the hood and say, yo, are you black? Is this thing from Africa black? You say, no, he ain't black. He from Africa.
What do you mean they're both black?
No. Just because you black.
Oh my gosh, Ronnie, you are
black.
crazy.
I'm telling you. Just because
What?
skin tone is black, don't make you a black person.
My birth certificate is from New York. Our birth certificates don't have race on it.
What else, man?
Somebody say you're right. Okay, Latasha, so you only African Americans are black people? So the only black people, you can only be black if you're African American? So you can't be, what?
A lot of people can claim black.
What are you talking about? All right, so if you're black and you live like in London, you're not black?
Just because your skin tone is black?
Yes, like if your heritage is black.
Being black than just your skin tone, man.
Wait,
black
what?
People fought for rights and everything, man. You forgot that?
Oh my
Who was fighting for those
gosh.
rights back in the day?
Okay, so it only depends on where you live at? I don't understand exactly what you mean. So if your parents is from here but you move to another country, that then you're not black?
Well, if your parents was black from here and they fought and you had generations of people that fought for civil rights that was living here, then yeah, you black. Even if you moved to England. But you can't move from England and come here and say, okay, now I'm black.
What?
You ain't fighting for the struggle.
Ronnie, that's African American struggle. That's not necessarily black struggle.
African American. I was born here in America. I wasn't born in Africa.
Oh my gosh.
My generations was born right down in motherfucking Virginia. We from Virginia, not Africa. You understand? Yeah.
What? Ronnie,
Ashley.
I don't know what you talking about, y'all.
Whatever,
Just,
man.
man,
I'm from the old school, and I know that if you're black, you was from here in America. You
all right, so
understand what I'm saying?
you can only be black if you're African American?
You can only claim black. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about?
You can't be from somewhere else saying you black because if you wasn't here for the struggle and you ain't help us fight for those rights, then you can't say you black.
First of
That's
all,
how it is.
being black is a race. It's not from where you were born. What are you talking about?
Being black is just a skin tone.
Oh my gosh. That's right. Exactly. You could be black and live anywhere in the world. And be born anywhere in the world.
Why?
Because it's about your bloodline. That's why. It's not necessarily where your nationality is, where you were born.
My bloodline goes back to Virginia.
Okay, but still, you can. It's about your bloodline. If you're black is having that African bloodline, you can have that African bloodline and live anywhere in the world.
Bloodline.
Yeah, how you don't have, nigga, you black? How you don't have African bloodline? What are you talking about?
I was born in America. So
Okay, that's where you were born, but what about your
Africans
ancestors?
don't even like your black ass.
First of all-
nah, you ain't gonna tell me Africa is my home. They don't even want me there.
First of all, but
So
that's
no,
you.
I'm
That's
from
this
America.
your generation. What about
from
your
America.
ancestors?
My ancestors from America. My mom's, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, great 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 and great grandmother and father.
And what about
From
they
America.
and one of them was a slave and came here
No.
as a slave. What do you mean no? Of course they were. What are you talking about?
Not in Africa.
What? What are you talking about? This is not our native land. Our native land is Africa.
How you saying that? Your pops from Haiti and your boss is from here.
And his
You ain't
was
never been to
too.
Africa.
First of all,
They ain't never been to Africa.
what do you? I'm talking about our ancestors. Of course, we migrated throughout the world as time went on, but our ancestors derived from Africa. What are you talking about? Hey, Miss Blue Love, you would never understand. What do you think? You think, Ronnie? First of all,
you ain't never had to struggle like that. You know what I'm saying? By the time you came, all the struggle was done. So
that's
why
right.
you have no problem giving
True
away
purple
your blackness.
push. How am I? What are you talking about? I am black.
But you give it away.
How?
You say crazy shit like, "Oh, you can come from Africa and still be black."
Cause you are.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
How not?
Because you from Africa. You're
Ronnie.
that's crazy, sis.
Michelle. That's right, Miss Blue Love. 2 people say you was right, but mostly people with freaking sense say I'm right.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's people that don't really know what it is.
Don't know. First of all, so what do you think
can't
that
understand.
your grandparents just magically wound up here?
No.
So what are you saying exactly?
I don't think my grandparents is magic.
All right, so then what are you saying?
What I'm saying is I am not from Africa. I am from America.
But your
Just like
ancestors
my
are.
moms, my pops, my grandmother,
Because I don't got
and
no
her-
clothes on, y'all. I'm in the bed. I'm right here,
and
though.
hers. They all from here in Virginia. You
Okay,
understand?
but especially being in Virginia in the South, that it comes from the slave trade.
Okay.
You think you don't have ancestors that was slaves? Like, what are you talking about?
I do have ancestors that were
Okay,
slaves.
so if they were
And those
slaves,
black people, the people that was picking cottons.
okay, and
Yeah,
those
so-
the first migration
Those are black
of the slaves came from Africa. And then the southern people, the black southern people, are their kids. What are you talking about? The first ones were African.
I know that, nigga. I ain't freaking. Listen, I'm not stupid.
Okay, so then what are you talking
What I'm
about?
trying to tell you is, to be black, you have to have been here, struggling, fighting, marching for civil rights.
Ronnie,
and
that's
shit.
African
Those are black
Americans.
people. Those are black people.
Those are African Americans, not
You can call them-
necessarily
okay,
black.
alright, if you want to call them people African Americans, then that's
Oh
what
my
you do.
gosh, you so
But you
stubborn.
got beat in the head. You know, I don't want to really get too deep, because I don't want people to start feeling the way.
Who got? First of all, I'm one of the most woke motherfuckers you find. Like, what are you talking about? I'm very in tune with my ancestry and all that
You know when they start calling you African American?
during the civil rights movement.
No. You was African American back in like 80, back in like 80.
That's no.
Yeah.
They started doing African Americans
So, like,
in the
you was nigga, or you
50s
was
and
black, or you was
60s.
colored.
During this, it sounds like you need some history lessons,
I know
boo.
what I'm talking
Because
about. I was there.
African. First of all,
I was
Ronnie,
there.
you was
What
born
you
in the
talking about?
70s. African Americans, they started coming through in the 60s and the 50s during the civil rights movement. That's when the whole,
You was colored then. What are you talking about?
huh?
You was colored then.
Okay, but like the
Was you
60s and
African-American?
70s, that's when they started coming with the African Americans.
No.
60s, 70s, and 80s, yes, they
In
did.
the 60s and the 70s, you was still freaking colored. What are you talking about?
Ronnie ain't been drinking, he's smoking. You think so? Okay, Miss Blue Let's say you should do an ancestry DNA, but you do agree that your ancestors do come from Africa though, right? Your long line of
The first people that
ancestors?
came here, yeah, they probably was from Africa.
Okay. All of us are have
Yeah, but you
African
can't come from here
descendants.
now, come over here too much, you black, because your skin tone black.
First of all, you could be black
Say
and
anybody
live
black. You
everywhere in the
think anybody that
world.
got dark skin is black.
Ronnie,
That's not- how can you
every
say you
country,
black people?
first of all, there's people in Australia that have black people. The Aborigines, they're freaking black,
Because
skin
they
darker
skin
than
black?
mine.
Because they skin black?
They are black. If they did
Because their skin
ancestry
is black?
DNA, they'd probably come from Africa too.
Because their skin is black.
Uh huh.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more than being black than just your skin.
But
Just because you black,
you're
don't mean you're black.
confusing black as a race to African Americans, which is a nationality. Okay, it's two different things.
It's more than that. It's more than that. It's being black.
Hey, Nudge.
You know how when you walk down the street, and let's say you go into a supermarket and there's a bunch of white people, but you see a black
That's
dude.
right, Miss Pretty Dimple.
But you see the black dude, and the black dude give you the nod like, "Hey, what's up?" That's a black thing. That's blacks.
Okay, but
You
African
understand?
Americans
It's
are
more than
black. Nobody never said that. Of course you're black if you're African American. But African Americans aren't the only black
You
people.
know what it is? I feel like you really can't understand where I'm coming from.
Night, boo.
You can't. That's how I feel.
How?
You can't. I just feel like you can't understand where I'm coming from.
First of all, I hear
can't
what
get
you're
it.
saying,
You can't
but
get where I'm trying to
you're
say.
trying to say that you could only be black if you're African American,
I'm trying
but
to say you can only be black if you was here for the struggle. You understand?
but that's African Americans. That's not black people. You can be black and African American. You could be black and freaking be European. You could be black and be African. You could be black and be
You was
Hispanic.
European, you wasn't here for the civil rights struggle.
Oh my gosh, but that's
See what I'm saying?
African Americans, not black people. It's two different
So you
things.
keep saying African American.
First of all,
but if we go, they don't even want us in Africa. How can we claim Africa? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole point. How can we claim Africa? if they
first
don't
of all,
even want
it's
us there?
African
They don't
American
even
because
respect us.
our ancestors derived from Africa and were enslaved
you know what it
here.
is? Okay, I'll
That's
tell you
why
what- I'll tell you what it
they're
is.
called
I'll tell
African
you what.
Americans.
I'll be Black American and you could be African American. That's
What?
it is. Yeah, that's what that is.
Okay.
I'm gonna be Black American because I'm black from America.
That's right, Miss Blue Love. Not just them two, all over the world. Hey, Leilani. Really, Ronnie?
I'm keeping it out there. Man.
That's
how I
that
feel.
Sagittarius stubbornness right there.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
If you say, how you gonna say I'm wrong? That's my opinion.
Because
I
you
feel
are.
like if I ain't from Africa, how can I say I'm African?
That's the same thing I said, Miss Pretty Dimple. Hey, Tia. He's confusing
I'm
the...
not confused with that.
You are.
It's just how it is.
First of all, because you're talking about more of a nationality thing where people were born at.
I'm talking about it's a
That's
black thing.
African
I'm talking about
Americans.
It's a black thing. Is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's too much for you to understand. You can't really understand where I'm coming from because it's a black thing. You got it?
That's right. That's right, Blue Love. Because there's black people, and just because that they're not American, they're still black, but they don't, they're not familiar with the whole, like, slave trade thing because they're not American.
Exactly. They don't know the struggle. So how can they be, they just can't be.
What started this convo, you guys, was that we was watching this video on, Instagram of this black girl that had like real long hair. I was like, wow, her hair is beautiful. It's beautiful, and she had put this hashtag up like black girls have long hair too. And I was like, yeah, her hair is beautiful, you know, and she's a black woman. He was like, she's not black. She was like, she's Dominican. I was like, wait, so Dominican people don't have black in them? He was like, no, they're Dominican. I'm like, wait, so Dominican people, they're not part black? He's like, no. I'm like,
They
what?
Dominican.
Oh my gosh, Ronnie. Yo, Sagittarius are very stubborn. So now he's Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Panamanians, they not black either, right?
No.
How are they not black?
They Puerto Rican, Dominican,
Ronnie,
Panamanian.
first of all, they were slaves too. The slave ship just stopped at a
Not
different
here, not
place.
Here, not here.
Oh my gosh,
You know what
they're
I'm saying?
slaves too.
Not
That
here.
slave ship just stopped there instead of here, down south.
Not
Like,
here.
what are you talking about?
They wasn't in America. We was slaves in America. Black people.
Yo, I cannot.
I'm just, what? I'm keeping it 100. Black people were slaves in America. There wasn't no Puerto Ricans, no Dominicans, and Panamanians.
What's ADOS? ADOS. I'm not familiar, Latasha. I've seen you comment that a couple times. What is that? What does that stand for? I agree. It's not.
What?
They're saying Puerto Rican is not a race. It's a nationality, right? Because it's where they were born, but not. They're mixed of different things.
I don't know what they are. All I know is I'm black, and my people's is black. You know what I'm saying? We from here, you know? Now, I ain't even start hearing that African American.
That's right, water bottle.
To about maybe 79, 78. You know what I'm saying? Before that, she was colored here.
Okay. But are you saying your ancestors weren't from Africa, though?
It's got nothing to do with the ancestors being from Africa. My ancestors, yeah, okay. The first motherfucker that came up, excuse my language, the first person boats they brought over here was people from Africa. But now, we not from Africa.
Okay.
We from America.
Okay. Black people could live other places in the world and not just here, right?
You mean like move there?
No, be other nationalities and still be black.
Like what?
There's black people in every country. There's black Asian people. There's black.
Because of their color, skin color, black.
Yes, because it is. First of all, everybody don't just get that melanin, honey. If you trace that back, it goes back to Africa.
Listen, there's dark skinned people everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But they not black people. You understand?
Oh my gosh.
You know what?
All right, y'all. So this was a glimpse into the deep conversations me and Ronnie and I have all the time. There'll be more to come. I just cannot. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Really, Ronnie? Really?